So, in in the previous lesson, we have talked about the property of the list methods or the some identification points of the list class. Okay, and now in this lesson, we will continue with the list and its methods. Okay, firstly, I just give the some head title in here for operator overloading mechanism in list methods. Okay, so before starting, do you have the any question about the lesson? I've just shared the whole the notes and the codes in my classroom, and also I've just uploaded the whole the videos to my YouTube channel. Have you seen that? Okay. So, in order to create the list, we can use the some brackets like this one, what the sharp brackets. Okay. And so I can give the two brackets in here like this one, and so I can define the new variable like C, which is equal to the A plus B. Okay, in a simple way, this operator overloading mechanism which is built in the Python programming language, because we cannot sum the A and B normally. In C or C++ programming language, we cannot use that, because we should give the sum definition in which the A plus B must be a function, because this is not the standard type of the Python programming language. In this case, Python has always a class variables. Okay, everything objects. It's included in the Python programming language, but we can use this syntax. But how? This is called the operator overloading. Okay, and so if I print the C in here like this one, and so I can see that the 1, 2, 3 and 11, 22 and 33, and so this list must be collaborated in the in the C. But in the behind of this operation, we just call this function add double underscore function with the parameter of the B. Okay, this is the standard definition of the class method, and so this is a list class, and so list class has this property or the methods in order to in order to combine the two lists into the one. Okay, and so it's always the assignment operator is equal to the is a function. Okay, in C or C++ we don't have any kind of feature, but we can create it in C or C++ programming language by using the operator overloading mechanisms. Okay, and so if I'm right, these two things is the similar or is the same. Okay, this is called the operator overloading mechanisms. Okay, because if we use the plus operator in here like this one, the interpreter only sees the add function with the parameters of the B, and so A calls the add function with the parameter of B and assign to the D. Okay, and so we can create any operator mechanisms by using these terms. For example, if you have your own class and you can add some methods, or you can write this function in here, and then we can overload it to combine two lists or two tuples or two variables which is included in your class. Okay, so we can also give the new list with the other parameters like this one, Ali or Veli. Okay, and so we can add any type of variable into the list class or list variable like this one, or we can call it like to the add underscore function in here like this one, and so these are identical. Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying in here? You learn about everything about the operator overloading mechanism. Feyzullah? Do you have any question in here? For the address of the A and B are different, but the C is also different because we can assign to the new variable in here like this one, and so they cannot share the same address in here. But if we are reaching the internal type of these things, for example the 0 in this in here, and so these are the same. Okay. Or we can use another operator in here like this one, 333 444, and we can call the print C in here, and so we have added to what the 333 comma 444 in here. Okay. And so this also operator overloading mechanisms. Okay. Or we can multiply the list, but in a different way. Okay. And so we can assign the B A times 3 in here like this one, and so we can print the whole B in here, and then we have the 3 times the 1 2 3 in here. Okay. This is the simple operation of the assignment of these things. Or we can call it like this one. This is our whole underscore term in here, mal is in here like this one, and so if I call it, and then the same results is obtained at the results. Okay. Or we can multiply the B with the -1. What's the outcome of these results? These results gives us an empty space or empty list here, because if we are using this term in here like this one, the whole term subtracted from the B or the B class. Okay. This is the identical of the mal -1, and so this is the empty space, but we should remove this term in here like this one, and so we have also empty space. Or we can assign this term in here like this one by searching another function in here is equal to the egg. Okay. And so if I run this code, and then the B mal is a parameter of these things, but the egg is not a function of these terms, because the egg is not an assignment. Okay. And so if we want to learn about these things, and then we can call it, or we can search in the internet. Okay. It's like the assign operator or any other function in here. Okay. Do you understand that? You can search the whole code in here like this one, and then we can call it by using these terms. Okay. So I can copy off all of these things in here like this one. We have the special cases in here. For example, if we assign the A equal to 1, and so we can learn the address of the A in here, but A times 4 is equal to the A and ID A. Okay. And so if I run this code, we have the different address in here, because in Python programming language every assignment creates a new variable or new objects. Okay. In C or C++ programming language, we don't have any change in the address notations. Okay. Because in C or C++, we allocate the RAM location for a specific variable. But in Python, everything is an address. A is an address stored with the what integer value. But if we multiply this term with the what with the 4 value, and so we can run or we can create the new variable in here. And so we have the different address even if in the same variable. Okay, you get that? But in list we have different situation, because 1 2 3 print a id a. This is what the list address. Okay, and so we can also write it down a0 in here, and we can call it the a0 like this one. And so we have the different address in here, even if this is the one, but it's still the list of a, the address of address. Okay, and so if I multiply 4 times this list, and I can give the id operator in here like this one, and so we have the same address in the list because it's pointed out to the what address of address. Okay, the list address of address keeps address of address, but these terms is only an address. Okay, and so if we multiply the whole this operation in here, and then we can reach the same address. Okay, it's important because if we don't have this knowledge, and so we can assign any list to the another one, we may reach the different results. Okay, and I will show some specific example in here, because if it's stored in any tuples or the list within a list, and then if we change the list within a list, and so we may produce some ambiguous results or the error case. But in runtime there is no problem, no syntax error, but the logic is wrong. Okay, and so what about the constructor method? For example, if we have any variable a, we can initialize or create this variable by calling the list method in here. Okay, which is called the default constructor. In C, or especially for the C++, we have the constructor definition within a class. Okay, and so if we have any object that's created by us, and then this constructor is defaultly called by the compiler in C++ programming language. But in Python, interpreter dynamically creates this list and call this constructor function. And so this list is a built-in mutable sequence, but the constructor creates an empty list in here. And so as a result, this list is a function which is stored or written in the list class. Okay, and so control button in here, pushing the control button, and it's a left click in here, and so these are the standard definition of the list methods in here. Okay, built-in function. And so if we want to create the list variable in here, and then we can use this list method. Okay, if I run this code, then we have the empty space, or we can initialize some specific characters, for example the strings or the integer or any other type of the Python. And so if I run again this code, and then we have a sequence in here like this one, A N K A R A. Okay, And so we can reach the what, this whole variable, like this one, a0, for example. It's equal to the what, to the a, okay? Or we can write whole this Ankara in a reverse order, okay? And so if I run this code, R R A K N A. Sorry for the and so the list method is also called a type function in Python programming language, okay? But if we have another list in here like this one, we can initialize the any list with the default constructor in here, okay? What's the difference between the what, the b equal a? Firstly, we need to understand that the print id a, and we should write it down like this one. Also the address of a is given in here, address of b, okay? And so if I run this code, we have the different address in here because we should call the initialization method of the list function. But if I choose to create the b variable, it's normal, there's no syntax error in here, but if I check the id or address of a and b in here, and so right now these are the same with each other, okay? And so this is the different address, but the assignment operator gives us same address, okay? Do you understand that? Do you have any question about these things? Because it's important to know the difference between the using the constructor or type function and the assignment operator. Arkadaşlar, dediğimi anladınız mı? Sabah olduğu için herkes uyuyor herhalde. Tamamdır. Arada tepki verirseniz sevinirim. Guys, sometimes you should react my explanation, okay? And so if you have any question, please ask me. And so another important term is the list class is the multiple assignment, okay? Because we have the different rules in here. Unnatural, okay? Firstly, I can create the some list in here like this one, and a 2 to 4 variable is assigned to the what, these terms. And so, for example, we can create the 5 another variable in here, which is in the type of the list or content in the list. And so, what happened if I run this code? Normally, we have the 2 assignment in here, 2 in this and 3 in this, but we have the 5 variable at the right hand side of this code, okay? And so if I run this code, the whole the list is transferred into the what, a, without looking the what, these terms 2 and 3, okay? And so if I run again this code, and so 1 2 and then 10 20 30 40 and 50 is included in this case, okay? But we don't have the 4 value. This is removed from this time, okay? And so 3 and 4 is removed and replaced with the what, with this list, okay? Because we can reach the what, the 2 in this and 3 in this in here, okay? Or we can create the a in here like this one with an empty space. And so if I run again this code, and then we have the 1 2 and 5, we can delete the whole the list characters in here, or the variables, okay? Or A 2 2. And so what's the meaning of this? This is what it's not represents the anything or any indice in here, because 2 the 2 gives us an empty space in here. Okay, syntaxically it's true, but we don't reach the any data or any assignment to the a variables, okay, or a list. For example, if we assign to 200 200 in here, and so I can print the call these things, and so we can add the 1 2 and 2 200s and 3 4 and 5. Okay, or what happen if I use these terms? Normally we don't reach the any data because the 3 is bigger than 2, and so this gives us an empty space with the indice of the 3. And so if I print the whole this function in here, and then firstly the third term 3 term is added with the 100 and 100, and then the rest of the terms are the same in here. Okay, 0 1 2 and 3. We can reach or assign the 3 terms in here like this one, and so 200s 3 4 and 5 is kept or are kept in the in the list in the same way. Okay, or we can add the Ali or Feyzullah. This guy always answer me here, and so Feyzullah can be added to the list with the with the specific characters of these terms. Okay, if I choose the as a list in here like this one, and so I can add the Feyzullah to the to these terms as a one item. Okay, any question? So another important thing is the range function. Range function is mostly utilized in the Python programming language, which means that we can create the list or the sequence data by using these terms, especially for the conditional statements like the for and while conditions or the loops. We should always utilize the range function. This is standard built-in function with the parameters of the start, stop and step variable. Okay, for example, if we have the r variable in here like this one, and so we can assign the range with the parameter of the 10 in here. Print r gives us this range, but in a different way, because the range is a simple built-in function, and so this is the property of the range 0 to 10. This is the initialization of the range function. But if we have if we want to reach the data which is given or generated from the range, we should always use the type function or the standard constructor. Okay, list r should be given in here and assigned to the to the l. Okay, and so print l is given in here like this one, and so we can create the easily to this list. Okay, but it's not the only way to utilize the range function. We should always cast the range to the list in here, or tuple or another type of these things, and so we can give the start and stop points in here like this one. For example, if I run this code, and so 10 11 12 blah 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 19. Okay, or can give the another example in here. We can give the start point 10, end point 20, and with the step of the 2. Okay, and so I can print the whole data in here like this one, and 10 12 14 16 and 18. Okay, this is the step function. Or can create another range function in here like this one, 20 to 10, and so we must assign to -2 in here, or minus variable or negative variable, because we should iterate starting point with the 20 to 10. Okay, and step must be negative. Okay, and so we can write it down like this one, the print L 20, 18, 16, blah 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 12. Okay, or or the range 20 to 10 to 20, the starting point of the water 10 and end point of 20. And so what happens if I use the negative value in here? Because if we choose the negative value in the step function, and so we cannot reach the 20, and so this creates the what, the empty space. Okay. We will always use the range function in the loops or the any other projects, and so it's important to know anything about the range function. Okay, and also we will create our own range function in the next lessons. Okay, also we have the in operator or special case in here, like this one. For example, if we have the data with the parameters of the 18 Faruk and 44, and so we can check or getting the return values of the condition of the presence of the variable for a given list by using the in operator. For example, 3 in A. The question is that the A contains or possess or has the 3 value within the list, and so if I run this code, and then we will get the true value. Okay, or 113, it's included in the list of A, and so if I run again this code, and we will get the false value. Okay, or we can print like this one, the Ali in A, and so we will get the false value. But if I choose the Faruk here, and so we will get the true value. Or we can search the value but not in A case, and so we can get the true value. Or we can create another list in here, like this one, for example the 4 or Mehmet in here, and so we can search the Mehmet A and so we will get the false because this is contained within within the list, and so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. If we search this in the A5, and so we will get the true value. Okay, we cannot search the nested list by using the in. We should give the specific address of these things. Okay, and so this list possesses the Mehmet. Okay, for example, if we add the 1 value, and it's always true. Okay, any question? Okay. If there is no question, we will continue with the list methods. What's the definition of the methods? Methods, it's called on a simple a function, but the class possess these things. Okay, and so in Python, the every type, as we say, is a class in which all variables are created as a class objects. Okay, this is the standard definition of the methods. Okay, and so these objects have a properties of the class, and so every variable has specific methods and attributes. Okay, attributes the property of this class. Okay, in Turkish meaning the attributes is the öz nitelik. Okay, like the eigenvalue for a given system. Okay, so if we have this information in here like this one, and we can print or we can use the some basic examples in here. For example, we have this kind of list in here, and so we can add this list by using the append function like this one. If we want to add the 10 value into this list, and so we can call it the append, and so by using the dot operator in here, and so the every objects can be used with the dot operator in here. Okay, and so we can print the a value in here like this one, and so we have the 1 2 2 3 3 3 and 10. Okay, or we can create the list like this one, 1 to 11, and then we can give the what the print a in here 1 to 10, and so we can append 100 in here, and we can write it down like this one. Okay, and so what happens if we want to append the list value in here? For example, a append the list, and so we can do that because the every type can be assigned to the another one. And then if I run this code, and so we have the 1 2 3 list. But if we want to transfer the whole the data or the integer data into the list, we can use the extend method. Okay, extend methods using the only the variables of the what of the list values. Okay, and so if I print again this code, and then this list is added by using the append, but the extend apply the different operation on the list, only the transfer of the what internal variables of this list. Okay, any question? Okay, so we have more functions in here. For example, we have the insert method. Okay, and so insert method is directly related to what the index of the what are Python programs. For example, if we want to add the 100 into the what the third index, and so we can call it, okay, print a. For example, in the third index we have the 100 without losing any data. Okay, or -1 100 can be added in here. Okay, and so these are the same with the what with the any other terms. Okay, because I'm sorry, the 100 is added because the Python sees these codes like this one. Okay, len a -1 and 100. Okay, the 14 this or 15 this has this character. We can remove any data by using the pop function like this one. Okay, and so if I run this code, and then the last term is removed from the list. Okay, or we can delete the first item by using the what the 0 index in here. We can call it the pop with the arguments of the index of our list. Okay, and so if I print again this code, and then we have the what the 2 3 104 and 100, and so 1 is removed from the what? From the beginning of this list. Okay? Or we can remove any data or index in here, like this one. For example, if I want to use the remove function with the specific index, and so we have the 2, 104 and 100 in here, because we can reach the data or the integer data in here, like this one, and then we can remove all of these terms. For example, if I use the 100 in here, and so the 100 is removed, and then I can use these terms like this one, and so 2 and 4 is remained in the list. Okay? Or we can print the index of the any variable. For example, 2. A index 2 returns the index of the 2 integer value. Okay, and so if I run again this code, and then the index of 2 is within in this 0. For example, 2 2 2 4 4 4 and 5. Okay, and so we can count also the r function in here, like this one. Okay, index of 2 is the first index of these things is equal to the 0, and count of 2 is the 3 times. Okay, if I change this code like this one with the 4, and so we have also 4 like this one. Okay, 6 4 is included in the in the list. Okay, any question? Okay, so we can short any list by using its method and the standard definition or built-in function in Python programming language. For example, we have this kind of parameters in the list function, and so we can call it the short. If we call the short, and so it's short our list into the smaller to bigger one. Okay, for example, the print a, and so -5 1 13 23 and 41. Okay, or we can short it to in a reverse order. Okay, 41 23 13 and blah blah blah. Which example? What are you talking about, Zülküf? In here, in this case, we have the first index of the 2 2 2, and so in the first place the index search all the terms at the beginning of the list, and so the index 2 is find the 2 in the first place, and so returns the the first values of these things. Okay, and so the other terms cannot be seen on this page because the index is a standard function, and so it's a unique function, and so if the index finds the first 2 and then it returns its value. Okay, there cannot be a way to hold in here to show you by using these terms. Okay, this is a standard function. The compiler or interpreter designer can design or designed in this way. Okay, so we can apply the short function not only the integer values but the string values. Okay, for example, Ali, Veli, Kamil abi, and of course Feyzullah. Okay, Now we can short the whole thing in here like this one, and shorted list 4 is equal to the what? These terms. Okay, Ali, Feyzullah, Kamil abi, and Veli. And so A is the first character of the what, the alphabet, and the V is the last 2 characters of the alphabet. Okay, but in a different way we can give the what, the parameters of these things. For example, if you want to short the whole the strings with the length of its definition, for example, Ali has 3 characters, Kamil abi is 8 characters, and so we can do that, okay, for length. And so we can say that the Ali, Veli, Kamil abi, and Feyzullah. Okay, we can condition all the short operation in what? In list class by using the what with specific definition. Key is a standard default parameter in here, and so we can assign any parameter like this one. Okay. Also we have some built-in function, like for example, if you want to define 32, 11, 66 and 55, and so B shorted is a built-in function, the parameter of the A, and so we can print the B function in here like this one, and also we should give the what A in here, and then we have the unchanged or remain the same A in here, but the B is a shorted one. Okay, if you want to not change the what, the our list in here, and so we can use the shorted function in here. Okay, or we can give the some any other parameters in here like this one, for example Istanbul, and so the reverse operation is true, and then we can print the Istanbul in a reverse order way. Okay, U T S blah 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 I. Okay. So we can also use the reverse function in here like this one, 55, 66, 11, 22 and 32. This is not a shorted operation, but we can write it down as the what in reverse order. Okay, so any question? Okay, we have the copy function in here like this one. For example, if we have the 1, 2, 3, and so if we assign the new variable in here like this one with the copy of the A, and so we can print the A and B. Okay, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, but the address of these terms A and B is different because the B is a new variable in here. Okay, in the same operation A equal B gives us the different address. Okay, different address, but ID and ID. The first term or the internal variables have the same address. Okay, like this one, because they always cap to what one values of here. Okay, and so if I change the A0 value in here like this one, 100, and then we can print these terms in here like this one, and so we have the different address. Okay, because the A0 is kept to what, the 100, the other terms is equal to the B within the what, the B class. Okay, okay, let's take a break for 10 minutes, and then we will continue with the what list unpacking mechanisms in the second lesson. Okay.